Good evening and welcome. I'm Sheila Balgobin and I am the Dream Decipherer, and I help you to crack the code of your sleep and dreams so you can sleep sound and dream deep. This evening's dream is just a single dream this time. Looks at lost things or lost something. So let's find out what this is all about. The dreamer reports that something was lost, something that belonged to him was lost. And he was particularly upset with two people, Mr. C and a Sensei C, who the dreamer felt should have given more support and help in trying to find this missing item by through using their various networks. The dreamer reports that the item was also reported lost or perhaps stolen to the police. As a last resort, the dreamer decided that it was necessary to go off radar, go underground, withdraw contact with others and influencing others, or and just to live in the shadows until this item was recovered, or perhaps even longer than that for whatever reason. And there the dream ends. So, what is the first question that comes to mind with this is, well, what is this lost object that's so important that people have to be expected or employed to find it, and so serious a loss that it needed to be reported to the police. So the question here is, what exactly is this object or item, and what is its importance? Why is it so important? Now, the the object isn't named, so what is it known what this lost object is to the dreamer or not? Um, that's another question to be answered, and looking at it from a wider perspective, my question to the dreamer here would be, is there something or someone that's lost, or in the or being lost, or has been lost in the dreamer's waking life? Is there something that's lost or missing somehow? The dreamer became upset with these two people, a Mr. C and Sensei C, or the teacher, probably from a martial arts group of some kind. Um, the dreamer was upset with them because he believed that they should have been more helpful in retrieving this lost item. Why did My question here was, why did the dreamer feel that their help was required? Did they have a hand in losing the object? So what's the connection between them and this object? Um, the the other question about the seriousness of the loss of this object is that the dreamer reported this loss, or perhaps stolen item, to the police. And again, my question here is, what was so important about this, or valuable about this item, that the police needed to be contacted? Was it something like a large item, like a vehicle, a stolen car or missing car? Is it a missing person? What exactly is so important that it needs to be reported to the police and employ other people to look for it? Finally, the dreamer decides that it's necessary to go off radar as a result of all of um, this process of having lost this item. Now, this implies here that some implication that the dreamer doesn't wish to be found, doesn't wish to be seen. And my question here is, what is the object and its relationship with the dreamer that he'd rather go into hiding, rather than either to replace this item or to accept the loss of this item? What is it? Does the dreamer know what this lost item is? Um, this he uses the expression about living in the shadows, and there's my question here was there's a couple of things that come up, but is the dreamer in this particular dream living out or acting out his shadow? The shadow within us is the unknown, unacknowledged, or underdeveloped parts of ourselves, parts usually that we don't recognize or we may actively reject. So I ask here whether the dreamer somehow is playing out this shadow life, something that's secret, something that's hidden and anonymous, and is this unknown or underdeveloped part of himself is that has been perhaps lost in some way. Has the dreamer tried to discover what lies in the shadows? If there's some unknown or unexplored parts of the dreamer, perhaps there's a call to look at that and see what develops there or what comes up. Now, my question here is, why must the dreamer remain in the shadows and out of contact with others until this item is recovered, or perhaps even longer, even after it's recovered? Why? What happens if the item is never recovered? Are you going to become a hermit for the rest of your life? What is it that is so important about this item that the dreamer would prefer to live in the shadows and go disappear basically from society unless it's recovered, and perhaps even after it's recovered, still remain in the shadows? What is the importance of this item? Now, what kind of um, you have three authority figures in this dream. You have the gentleman, Mr. C. You have the teacher, Sensei C, and you have the police. None of whom or have the ability, despite their authority, do not seem to have the ability to help the dreamer with his problem, trying to find this item. Now, it seems to me that there's several paths or possible paths that the dreamer can take with this, and the dreamer has to make a decision, and he's apparently the only one who can make this decision and take the necessary action, because the other actors in this dream are unable to. So the choices seem to me, at least, to hide until this item is found again, possibly stay hidden even after the item is found, forget about this item completely, or replace it, and finally, I mean, just to seek it out, it's himself, is to find out where this item is, and maybe that's part of the what's called the hero's journey psychologically, where we go through experiences in order to grow and develop. And maybe this is his hero's journey, that he has to, face the crocodiles and whatnot to be able to get to the tower and rescue the princess. Don't know. But there's definitely a question there, to be answered by the dreamer as to the value of this lost item, and whether it is so important that it needs to be pursued even by the police, or if it's something that can actually be let go or replaced in some way. So there you have it. Lost items, and perhaps lost thoughts, lost opportunities for the dreamer to look at. Thanks so much for watching and listening. Have a wonderful evening and rest of the week. And if you're celebrating Passover, happy Pesach. If you're celebrating Easter, happy Easter. And I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye bye.